Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So finally, I'm going to show you guys how to set up front wheel drives for the test track. Alright, I've been getting this request for a very long time, and yeah, go ahead and show you guys how to do that. Alright, so first thing we're going to do, I'm going to use the 97 Honda, okay? I'm just going to go here and I'm just going to reset default. Alright, so now we're at default. I'm going to be doing the 3.7 liter, which is the fastest engine for this car. We're going to make sure we stay on stock drivetrain, twin turbo. Put all these parts on real quick. Open up a Slim Jim for the kid. There you go. She's gonna try to feed all her stuffed animal Slim Jims. Alright, let's put all these parts on here. Now, when it comes to front wheel drive, you don't want to go like all the way light. Okay, you actually want to do the opposite. So, it's normally, you know, for rear wheel drive, we're gonna go with the street oil. But since we're front wheel drive and the extra weight helps, we're gonna go the race oil. Okay, in this case I can go to race flywheel as well. Let's see, so I'm actually gonna go stock. Yeah, I'm gonna go race brakes. Sometimes you want to go stock brakes on front wheel. It just depends on all my suspension parts. And now we're gonna go no cage and we're gonna go stock weight. We're gonna leave the weight stock, okay? Put the clutch in, shift fast, oops, training. We're gonna leave the driveline in, for the actual weight. Put the drags on. I am gonna be, so you wanna go the fat boys in the front, skinnies in the back. And you can go lightest rim. Sometimes switching to a rim that's not as light will help you get some traction as well. This is just specifically going to do it for this car. Whatever rim. Let's see. 17s. We'll see if we can do it without it, but sometimes you can go up on the rim a little bit to get some extra traction. Now, as far as quarter mile goes, for the quarter mile for this car, I'm going to use the Forza front spoiler. It's just going to give me like mad grip. And for the mile you put on the full body kit, it really doesn't matter, but I'm just going to put the front spoiler on. And let's see, is that you can put this one on, adds a little bit of weight to it, help keep it down in the back a little bit. But that's basically it. That's the parts for the quarter mile. If you don't run the quarter mile, you're just going to go to your front spoiler and take that front spoiler back down to stock. So we'll do both. We'll do quarter and mile. So for the tune, now for the tune, it's basically the opposite of, what do you call it, rear wheel drive. So instead of having the front at 55, we're gonna have the rear at 55. You can also try 15. That'll probably, it depends on the car, but depends on the car. Tire pressure anywhere from like 29 to 31.5. I'm just gonna leave it right there. Now, front wheel drives tend to like a higher final drive. Now, most cars in the game, they don't really care what your final drive is because you can adjust your first anyway. Most cars you can anywhere between 220 and 4.00 is going to give you the same results. The only time that changes is in like street racing. Your final drive matters because you're launching off the brake instead of full gas. And front wheel drives, they like higher. So anyway, so we're gonna leave that there for now. We're gonna start with no alignment. I'm just gonna show you guys how to do the this is just like the bass tune, right? Bass tune. I'm not gonna touch my roll bars right now. So basically, you literally just want to slam it, right? And then you want to go, let's see, 1, 13, 1. Oh, so I'm doing this backwards? Yeah, I'm doing this backwards. Like this. You want your rear basically gone. Okay? And your front, put your front at like 6.5. But you can test 13 if you want. And then same thing, I take this spring, and I'm just gonna get rid of the spring. This is just like the base tune, right? We'll just leave this in the middle. Turn this downforce down. Don't know if we're gonna need it yet. But this is literally how I start all of my front wheel drive stuff, just like this. I already know it's gonna need a long first gear, so let's just stretch this first gear out. Second, third, and let's just see where this lands us. And this is gonna be a drop catch, and that's just when you rev it up at red line. I know you can't see your RPMs. I hear a lot of people still say that. Oh, you can't even see your RPMs off the start. That's what makes it difficult. That's what makes it difficult. You got to use your ears to listen, you know what I'm saying? So you can hear what RPM you're at. And when you're drop launching, you just find the rev limiter and then slowly get off the rev limiter. I'll show you. All right, so if you saw that, basically blew the gears out. So let's just go super long first. We weren't even close. And let's turn the downforce up. See if this helps us at all. Okay, so we have to find the rev limiter. So that first gear is way too long, way too long. It won't even launch. So we'll just go back. Back her up some. See if we can get a launch. You're gonna rip. You're gonna rip first. It's not gonna grip up until second gear. It's that simple. Okay, see how we went like twice in second? Okay, so first off, so you're gonna drop it. You're gonna hold up the rev limiter, pop, 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 pop. When you take off, RPMs are gonna come down, boom. Then you're gonna squeeze the trigger in all the way. You're gonna go back up in first, and you're gonna hit the rev limiter a couple times in first, like pop, pop, pop. And then you're gonna shift into second. And if your second gear is long enough, you're gonna grip up. You don't want it too long. You don't want it longer than. You want at least 3 gears, you know what I'm saying? But you want it long enough to where it's gonna start gripping up. And with your suspension like this, it's gonna grip, so. There it goes. 9.7, not bad. Installed. Whee! Third gear, or second gear, a little too long, so we could probably pull it back just a little bit. Technically, you could probably do like 9.5s in this car, like the craziest ultimate run. But 9.6s are respectable. So we just get into the 9.6s. Then we can really start, you know, fine-tuning your dampening and your springs, and that's stuff that I like. I like you guys experimenting so you can, you know, see what it's actually doing. Well, let's see here. All right, let's see if we can get another one here. There's a 69. Looks like we may have took a little bit too much at a second, so we can go a couple clicks back. All right. Let's give our second gear a couple more clicks there, but that's basically it. And that's how you literally tune every single front wheel drive car. So you just start off like that, like this, and like this. That's it. And it's going to be the same for the parts. Stock weight reduction. You basically do the exact same thing that we did with this car for every single car. Once you got them dialed in, then you go back and you see, well, what does this do without the spoiler? What does this do with downforce? What does this do with no downforce? You know, you just test it out. So let's see what it does with no front spoiler real quick. And this car is probably going to be a 4-speed on the mile. Took it really early. So it's going to be a 7 something. Let me run first out just a touch. So we'll probably have to have second longer for the mile, since we don't have that grip from the spoiler. But you can see how much grip that front spoiler is giving us, especially with the full downforce on it. All right, so for the mile, switch to the mile. The only time you're not really gonna want to go like stock weight is if the car is like only has like 400 or 500 horsepower. You know what I'm saying? If it only has like 400 or 500 horsepower, like a stock engine, then you can go the full weight reduction, and you might even be able to full gas it. The suspension still works. What's changing at that point is going to be the gears. So let's hear what. Let's go ahead and put this front spoiler back on. And let's save that with the downforce. All right, now let's see. Let's go ahead. So I'm not sure how long I need my gear to be. We'll find out. I will run it with the spoiler so you can see the time difference. See if our fourth is long enough. Might be. Nailed that somehow. So 23.0, that's with the full downforce. You take the downforce off. Let's see. Whether it's a 4 or 5 gear, that's just going to depend on the car. You know, like this engine, you probably want a 4 or 5 gear for the mile. Lower horsepower cars or other cars, you know, you might want 5 or 6. Let's see. Let's just completely get rid of it. And I already know that second gear is going to spin, so we'll probably make a second gear a little bit longer, third a little bit longer, fourth a little bit longer. And let's see if that does it. Okay, so second gear, not quite long enough, because I can tell it was gonna want to hit the rev limiter too soon. So let's just do that. All right. I was just watching my RPMs. I could tell that it was gonna bounce on a rev limiter. That's fine. If you tap a little bit like that, it's gonna come way down there. 199 It should do a 22.9 now. 22.9. I don't remember what the record is. 22.7s, maybe 8s, something like that. But that's probably way faster than you had it going anyway. There you go. Now you got a mile tune. And it's the same. Like I said, this is just a base suspension. A base suspension and base gears to get the front wheel drives going. Alright? But yeah, that's basically it, guys. That's all you got to do. If that helped you out and you're new, please consider subscribing. I'm working on a Discord and a Patreon right now. Discord is going to be Forza Drag Hub, you know, so we can all get together and find cool people to race with and tune with and stuff like that. And the Patreon is going to be something just to help me out. I'm going to have exclusive content on there, you know, for tuning and leaderboard cars and stuff like that. So links will be in the description. I'm just starting it out. It's only going to get better as we go along. So if you're interested in that, check that out as well. And that's it, guys. Appreciate you watching. Take it easy. I'm out.